This is the WJTS News. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Joey Rehl reporting. A Jasper man was arrested on domestic battery charges yesterday evening. At around 6:06 p.m., the Jasper Police Department received a 911 call in reference to a physical domestic dispute at 706 Clay Street. Upon arrival, law enforcement conducted an investigation and found that the subject, 32-year-old Jordan Dunn, had battered his spouse in the presence of minors. Through the investigation, the officers also determined that Jordan Dunn had strangled the female victim. Jordan Dunn was lodged into the DuBois County Security Center on charges of domestic battery, a level 6 felony, strangulation, a level 6 felony, and disorderly conduct, a Class B misdemeanor. Indiana Senate President Pro Tem Roderick Bray has named State Senator Chris Garden, Republican of Charlestown, as the new majority floor leader of the Senate's Majority Caucus. Garden replaces Senator Mark Messmer of Jasper, who has served as the floor leader since he was tapped by Bray 4 years ago in November of 2018. According to the Indiana Capitol Chronicle, the majority leader is the second-ranking leadership position in the caucus and helps develop and enforce the rules of the Senate. The selected senator works to promote the party's legislative agenda and is the principal speaker during debates on the chamber floor. The position is appointed by the Pro Tem's office. Mark Messmer, who serves District 48 in Indiana, is the chair of the Senate Committee on Environmental Affairs and continues to play an important role in the Senate Majority Caucus and full Senate. Drive sober or get pulled over. That is the warning coming from the Indiana State Police as it gears up to participate in an end of summer impaired driving enforcement campaign. Starting last weekend through Labor Day, officers will be increasing patrols designed to target those who drive under the influence of drugs or alcohol. The extra high visibility enforcement is funded by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration through grants administered by the Indiana Criminal Justice Institute. Alcohol-impaired traffic fatalities have increased over the past few years, as have other dangerous driving behaviors, fueling a nationwide surge in roadway deaths. It's an unfortunate trend that doesn't appear to be slowing. Newly released data from the NHTSA shows that an estimated 9,560 people died in motor vehicle crashes in the first quarter of 2022. That's up 7% from the previous year and the highest number of deaths in 20 years for that period. In Indiana, traffic fatalities increased by more than 20% during that time compared to 2021. If the pace continues, 2022 could be the third straight year with more fatalities, following 897 in 2020 and 931 in 2021. Drunk driving continues to be a major factor, making up roughly 25% of the state's fatal collisions, but alcohol isn't the only concern. Research indicates drug prevalence has been on the rise among drivers during the pandemic. Last year, the number of blood samples submitted to the Indiana Department of Toxicology for drug analysis after a crash increased by 7%. Driving under the influence, whether it's drugs or alcohol, is illegal in Indiana. Those who choose not to drive impaired are not only risking their life and the lives of others, but also could face an arrest, jail time, and substantial fines and attorney fees. The average drunk driving arrest costs up to $10,000. With officers showing zero tolerance throughout the campaign, the department recommends celebrating the end of summer responsibly by having a safe plan in place, even if it's only one drink. Designate a sober driver or use public transportation or a ride service to get home safely. Never drive impaired or let friends get behind the wheel if they've been drinking. It's also important to wear a seatbelt at all times. It's the best form of protection against drunk drivers. Motorists are encouraged to report suspected impaired drivers by calling 911 or contacting their local police department. For more information on impaired driving, visit nhtsa.gov. In this week's Messmer Report, State Senator Mark Messmer talks about Senate Enrolled Act 411. Here's State Senator Mark Messmer with this week's Messmer Report.
Hello, this is State Senator Mark Messmer with this week's Messmer Report. Renewable energy plays an important role in balancing our current and future energy needs and is in high demand by businesses and homeowners alike. In order to help implement and attract these renewable energy projects, I authored Senate Enrolled Act 411. Senate Enrolled Act 411 creates statewide guidelines for local communities looking to take part in renewable energy projects. These guidelines help navigate issues such as height restrictions, satellite and cell signal interference, sound limitations, and other factors to mitigate interrupting the flow of normal daily life in our communities. Communities that adopt these standards will be known as wind energy ready communities or solar energy ready communities. This designation will let renewable energy providers know that there are established standards in place so they can easily implement new projects under those guidelines. These guidelines are in no way mandatory, as local governments can still determine what they believe to be the best for their community. However, Senate Enrolled Act 411 does set the groundwork for some level of predictability for renewable energy policy in counties across the state and gives energy providers a green light to pursue projects where these standards are implemented. Renewable energy, while helpful in reducing our reliance on fossil fuels, is also incredibly important to Indiana's local economies. According to the Clean Grid Alliance, the renewable energy industry has delivered significant benefits to communities across the state, including $7 billion in capital invested in wind, solar, and storage projects in the state, $37 million in annual tax revenue for rural communities, $20 million in annual payments to Hoosier landowners, and each project that gets built creates hundreds of good-paying construction jobs. With this in mind, I look forward to seeing the positive environmental and economic outcomes in communities across the state now and in the future. This has been State Senator Mark Messmer with this week's Messmer Report.
As always, feel free to contact Senator Messmer's office directly with your questions and concerns by email at senator.messmer@iga.in.gov or by phone at 800-382-9467. Memorial Hospital and Healthcare Center is sponsoring a Friday community health screening this Friday, August 26th from 7 to 9 a.m. at Memorial Health Employer Services located at 695 West 2nd Street in Jasper. Participants must be 18 years of age or older and will have cholesterol, including total cholesterol, HDL, LDL, and triglycerides, and blood glucose checked via finger stick. A 12-hour fast is required, however, you may drink water and take prescribed medications. The cost is $30 and may be paid at the screening. The screening lasts approximately 15 minutes and pre-registration is required. To register for the screening or for more information, please visit Memorial Hospital's website at mhhcc.org. Scroll to the bottom of the page and click on Classes and Events. You may also register by calling the Health and Wellness Department at 812-996-2399 or toll free at 800-852-7279 extension 2399. Stay tuned. WJTS News will be right back with a check of weather, and then Kurt Guxell will be in with a look at sports.